I will continue from where I stopped the last time, where we were talking about IP addresses, looking at network analysis using IP and if config. So I remember I talked about this particular document. So I'll be sharing the document. I think the last time I did not share it, but I actually have it on my GitHub now. So share it to us on GitHub. So I have it on GitHub here. So when you come to read me, I'm going to drop a link to this GitHub. And for the video, there's a particular code, Python code that we'll be using here to verify our interface. So let's jump into it. I won't be making too much of a noise. Okay. So the first thing we'll do is okay. Remember, just a little bit a refresher on what we did last time. IP. Let's just say IPA. It's something as saying IP media show. Now we talk about how to change our IP address. Okay, before we go there, let me clear. So the first thing we are going to do is, let me go back here, cd ls. I'm going to home. So let me go to my document, cd into documents. We talked about this in my the first video I did from this series. So ls, I just needed to create, or let me just need to just create cd. Let's just say test. I'll do cd. You just for you to just create a directory, whatever you want to make. I'll be deleting this directory when I'm done. I'll just say test YouTube test IP. So if you check now, we'll have test IP. Here's it. Test IP. Okay, this is it here. So let's go walk into that. This is CD test IP and here ls. So now I want to clear. The next thing we'll do is I don't know if we all have Genie. Genie is a text editor, or you can use Nano. Nano is one of the utility that comes with directly with your Linux. So let's use Nano and just give it a name. Okay, test IP dot py. You are creating a Python file. So once you have done this, go to this. But please, I would really appreciate if you can actually come to this repo and start it. I will show you how to do that when we are done. But just come here, copy the whole of this this Python script, copy it. So one thing is, do not trust everything you get on the internet, but the best way to do this, you can copy this, take it to your whatever. Okay, let's do this. You can take it to whatever AI you're using. Come here, you can go to your AI, then paste it there and say, explain this to me. Explain line by line what this code is doing, and ascertain if it's malicious. So you can just come here and paste it. So it's just for you to just know. They're just telling you how we can add AI to our learning. I know this code is not malicious because I actually created it. So come down here. Since I've copied it, I use Ctrl Shift V to paste it. Then I can take a look at everything I have here. So everything is intact. All I needed to do now is to just say Ctrl S, Ctrl X, and we are done. So I can check this now. ls, I have this. So the next thing is, I don't know if we talked about this, we have to give this file execution permission. So we can check that by saying ls-la. It's a test. How to check it. So if we look at this arrangement here, there is no X here. We only have read write, and read. So now look at what we're going to do. We do a change mode, plus sign, then add X. That's to add execution to it. Then we have test. So if I do this now, so if I do this now, let's do ls-la again. When we do this, you notice that we now have execution added to it. So this first part here is for we have the user. The second part is group, and the last one is others. We'll be talking about this when we get to permission. So here now, and you'll notice that this has changed to a light green. Yeah, that's green compared to what we have here initially. So that means now we can execute it as an executional file. And remember that this is a Python file. We need a Python interpreter. So come here, you can check if you have Python by using which, but Python come out of the box. It comes with your Linux. Python, I think Python 3. So this shows that we have Python, and you can do this again also. Just say Python 3 by itself. Just run it. It takes you in here. So, or you can step out of this. Just type in exit. Just type in exit, parentheses, open and close, then that's your brackets, and you exit. So that is for that. So now clear ls, we're still back here. So we can run this by saying Python 3, then test this. So when we run this now, if we take a very good look at what we have here, this is our IP address, and this is our MAC address. So when you get there, it's asking you to pick the interface, and this has already given you the number of interface we have here. It's just one. It's just one interface that we have here, and you can confirm this. So for you to have another terminal, you can use Ctrl Shift T. I have another terminal here, or better still, you can do Ctrl Shift R to have it side by side. So let's do something here. Let's do IP address show. Once we do this, if we look at it, this is the second interface that we have. The first interface is our loopback. This is our loopback, and it is our what do we call a localhost. This is the IP address that the machine used to communicate with itself, all of its own device within it. So with this now, we have, this is Ethernet that we have here, and if you look at this, this is the same IP address that we have here, and this is the same. Let's look at our where is it, 07. Now look at our MAC address here, which is the same thing as what we have here. It's MAC address we have here. So after getting that, it just show us what we have there. So here we only have one, so we can pick one, which is the interface. You just do one, enter. Now you'll notice that this, what we're actually trying to achieve here is, when you are trying to connect to a Wi-Fi, when you're connecting to a Wi-Fi, or you go into a particular office and they give you access to internet in that particular office. Most offices, sometimes they have filtration in place where when you try to log into their Wi-Fi, it's just the normal Wi-Fi. You go to someone's house and if you want to log into their Wi-Fi, they give you a password. So that password authenticates you and permits you to be able to use that internet service. In some cases, some can have extra security where they specify that these are the particular IP address that they want this Wi-Fi to permit to that is capable of using the Wi-Fi. You understand? So in cases like that, even it can be MAC address. So what I just wanted us to know here is, we have, if you look at what we have here, look at this section here that I'm hovering over. We have Wi-Fi access point simulation for IP whitelisting. These are the IP addresses that this Wi-Fi we are allowed to connect to it, and this is the MAC address it will authorize. If you look at our own MAC address is different from this MAC address we have here, and this IP address is not in this pool of IP address that we have here. So let's say I copy this IP address here, Control Shift C, that's copy. I come here and I paste it here and I said enter. Now look at, this is where I pasted it here at this point here. But if you look at the connection attempt, it shows us the time we're trying to connect. The interface we're using is Ethernet 0, which is the same thing as what we have here. So now we have our MAC address. So this is showing us our own MAC address, which is not authorized because it is not inclusive here. And same thing, likewise, our IP address. Our IP address is not inclusive here. I don't know, maybe you get what I'm trying to say. So now if we come down here, look at this. It's telling us that okay, these are MAC address, IP address. Then this is authorization check. IP whitelist check failed because our IP address is not included. So device identify unauthorized device, which is this IP, our own IP address. He's not telling us these are the authorized IP address that can actually connect to this. For MAC 2, it showed us that the MAC is failed. It failed because this is our MAC address and this is the MAC address it is expecting, which is the 00 column 1A 2B 3C 4D 5E. That is what is expecting, but ours is 000C2963 BD07. So we can change our fortune by, remember I shared this. I said I'm going to share it on my listing also. Yeah, we have this here. Now we can try to change our IP address to one of those IP addresses. So what we are going to do here is, and remember that we talked about, first of all, we'll disable the Ethernet in the interface, which is this, and bring it all back. You understand? Okay, first of all, let's use this. So IP link show. Let's say IP link show. So showing us the IP link that we have. So we can come into the IP. That's IP link set. IP link set. That's the Ethernet 0. Then it's going to either be up or down. So if you look at what we have here, it's showing us that it's up. It's showing us that it's up. So we'll turn it off. Let's say down. It said operation is not permitted, so we might need to add sudo. Sudo means give it the permission of the root user temporarily. So IP link set it 0 down. So it's asking me for my password. I've entered my password. Since we don't have any error here, it shows that this one worked perfectly. So for we to check, let's do IP ADR show. Now look at it. Now we have it down. We've discussed all of this before. So let me clear this part. So let's go back now. We want to set our IP address to be one of these IP address so that we can verify it again. So let's do ls. Let's do we do IP link. I know it's going to be an IP link set. So okay, we have IP address. This is to add new IP address. This I can actually just copy it, come here and paste it, then I can edit. So So this is what I want to just come in front of this and delete this. I might not need to delete everything. It's 192 because this is a private IP address. They are almost the same. Apart from the fact that some octets are going to change. Octets, I meant octets are going to change. We have 192.168.70.80. So this is what we're changing our IP address to now. Take note of that, and it's going to be on Ethernet 0. We have this dev. So here, remember that we need permission. Let's add sudo to this. So this has worked. So now remember that we turn it off. Let's check. Let's say IP ADR show. This is still down and the IP address has changed. Did you see what I'm saying? This has changed. So let's turn it off back. We do IP link. Okay, remember the same thing. We did not add sudo to it. You can do Control A to go to the beginning of your terminal. We have sudo this. So now we can do this again. No, we've done that. Then we can show ourselves. Let's see. So if we show now, this is back up. This is back up, and the IP look at what the IP address is now. So now let's clear this and let's come back to this place. Let's clear this and let's run it again. Let's run this again. So if we take a look at this now, this IP address is 190.162.70 this, and that's the same thing. This is the same thing as what we have here. So now this should be authorized. So I'm coming here to say IP ADR show. So copy our IP address here, which is the same thing as what we have there. Bring it here, paste it. Then you can use your enter. Oh, it's saying invalid literal. I don't know the reason why, but let me just type it 192.168.70.80. Now look at it now. It said the IP whitelist check is successful. So if this is a Wi-Fi, it's going to allow this IP address to go through. But remember that our problem is not over. It's not totally our problem is not totally solved because we are combining both IP address and MAC address. So IP address has passed. Now MAC address failed. So let's change for MAC address. Okay, now remember this is one thing to note. This change we did is temporary because if we switch off this system and switch it on back, it reverts back to his IP address. Sure you understand, it reverts back to his IP address. So that's likely what I'm going to do because I did not even save the first IP address. So what I will just do now is let's change the MAC address also. I'm not sure if I included that of MAC address here. How to change your MAC address. Let's see how we can change our MAC address. Okay, how to change our MAC address. We did not include it here. We did not include changing MAC address here. Config and sign IP manually. Okay, now all we need to do is let me come here if I have something for MAC address. See if I have something. So the fact is you can, okay, let's just even say how to change MAC address on Linux using IP command. So that's all. So you have a powerful tool now. So every one of us should actually incorporate AI into our learning and all whatever it is that we're doing. So this is link show. Okay, let me see what this is going to give us. This is just for us to show for just this particular interface, and this is what we want to change. So So the first thing is we might need to disable it. We did this the other time. We don't even need to use this dev. Then we change the MAC address just like we did the other time. So set Ethernet, then address is equals to this. So we might use it this way. So all we needed to do is, all we need to do is need to IP link. Instead of show, it's going to be set. I just sudo. Okay, I get it. It's not O, it's a 0. So this has worked. Let's do IP. Okay, let's even do IP link show. This is okay. It's down. We want it to go down, not up. Down is like switching it off. So let's do this now. Let's check this. Now this is down. So let me clear this. Guys, let's come back. You'll notice that the network, I don't have network against because I've deliberately changed my IP address. That's the reason why. So now let's do it. Since this one is down, let's change the now I have sudo IP link set dev Ethernet 0. I think we have address. Then we can now let's copy. Okay, let's put this one in there. This is what we need. Let me see if I can copy this. No, I'm not sure it's working. So let me just type it in. That's 00 001A 001A 2B. Okay, it's just 3C then 4D. It's just generic. Then we have 5E. That was what I just said there. Okay. Now let's check what they said here. It's going to be IP link set there, Ethernet this address, and this is okay. We're good to go. And this is a sample of what they did there. So let's run this. If we run this, we can check now IP ADR show. Now if we take a look at this now, this has changed. This is what we changed, and it has changed to 001A2B, which is the same thing as this. So now let's address the problem of down. Let's bring it up back. Let me see. Okay, let's do up. And if we go back to check now, you see this is up. So we've addressed this and we've addressed this. So let me click and let me do this again so that we can have it here. Now let's say clear. Now I'm going to run it again and we're going to see if it's going to check for both. So now merely looking at this, we'll know that it's correct because this is 192, we have 7080, we have it here. And this particular MAC address that we have here, we have it here also, which is 001A. So first of all, let me just pick this. Let me pick this. Copy, that's copy. Let me paste it here. Paste. Invalid character. Why am I having this invalid character? I don't know why, but let me just 192.168.70.80. So if we do this now look at this now. We said full authorization connection successful. Both IP address MAC address are authorized. Demonstration. Okay, I just did this for us to just demonstrate the power of IP, how to use IP show and all of that instead of using if config. I know if config does the same thing, but it is time we move from if config everybody if config, but with IP show you can do a lot, and it's similar to what the network engineers actually use when they are doing configuration on routers, switches, and all of that. So it's best we get familiar with this now, because if we do this, we are getting this. But this is more modern, and you notice that it has a lot of coloring and all of that. So it makes it exciting to look at. Just like this is, you looked at this is ancient of days. You still have them in very plain text. There's no much front. Hey, stop that. Clear. So, and I think this is basically what I want to show us. Then let's see if we can talk about a little more thing, something before we move on from this. But this is particularly what I want to show us for today.